All right, with that, the thought of the day, give it up for Tom Belso.
All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, I got 3 quotes I want to go through today. And the first one was Steve's daughter. What's your daughter's name? Lucy. Right? Her quote was, "Homeboy is awesome." The second quote, Eric did the thought of the day last week, and he gave us a lot of quotes, but the one I wrote down was news you can use. All right, and now here's the third quote. There was a famous pope. He became a saint, Pope Gregory the Great, 1,500 years ago. So here's his quote. And he's talking about the divine and God. The seed of the word readily grows in the listener's heart when watered by kindness of the preacher. When I read that, it's like it made me, I do a lot of these readings, and I just think of Homeboy right away. So think about that. So grows in the heart when watered by kindness. And that's a lot of what Homeboy is about, is kindness and compassion. And so as I think about this quote, it really breaks down to 3 key parts of this. What is the word that's growing in the heart, right? The watering and the preacher. And so it's a little bit of the what, the who, and the how. And so the what is, as I think about this for Homeboy and how this quote relates, the what is sort of how we help each other heal, how we become resilient, how we fully live that life of what God intended for us, that we live in the image of God, how we find our self-worth as people walk through these doors, how you find dignity and worthiness. And all that is kind of what happens at Homeboy. Transformation happens at Homeboy. And how that goes about, or who goes about with that, the preacher here, is clearly this community. I've been so struck for all those years. It's not so much any individual kind of teaching us these lessons. It's the culture that we have here that reinforces it. It's people helping people. It's just as Miguel just talked about Emily putting up the altar, and how it's a community effort. I've seen how each of you have helped each other, lift each other up in hard times. Not just through tragedy, but also hold each other up through the good times as well. And really finding those relationships. And that's the preaching of it all. And how we go about it is the kindness. It's the watering of one's heart, watering of that seed in one's heart. It's with kindness, and it's with compassion. And so, we often take the Homeboy for granted along the way of how, who, what, how we go about it. But when I read this sort of clear quote written 1,500 years ago, I really immediately thought of how and what and who makes Homeboy happy. How we help people find their goodness. How we do it with compassion. And we do it with community. So, Homeboy is awesome. And the news you can use was written 1,500 years ago. And the seed of the word readily grows in a listener's heart when watered by the kindness of the preacher. So thank you. All right.